There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
And a handshake again.
All right, let's go.
Start things off. You said that was important for him.
Hand, I'd have to say.
Yeah, not a lot of tier in there except for that.
That card is nuts. The Kashtira.
Maybe you can add a tier limit monster and get something going. But
the Kashtira is a card that you could special summon if you have no monsters. Let me bring it up.
Summon this level 7 monster to the field, and on its summon, he will be able to add another Kashtira monster, including itself. So you grab the
Wait, what's it called in TCG? They changed the name.
So, you know, we mentioned that this is a very full sprite hand, but with the addition
Shitra?
what he's able to set up here is he's able to actually
Just look at Fenrir. Okay, I'll do Fenrir.
And you're able to set up the Merly in the graveyard to bring back with the elf, and then
there you go.
That Sulik live. So that Sulik is not necessarily a dead card.
If you control no monster, special summon this card, and it says that when your opponent activates a monster effect, you could target a face-up card your opponent controls, banish it face down. Face down banish.
And now he's gonna link those two monsters to summon.
Totally Awesome is negated. That's a new sprite kind of too. Ooh, activating the shifter.
So the sprite's friend, whatever he sends will be banished.
Yeah, a very sad sure from Chris here.
So if this card is linked summon, you could send a level 2 from your deck to the graveyard, which is now gonna be banished.
It's not something you necessarily shotgun immediately. No cards.
Whoa, Ibli in the main?
Nimble monsters are in the grave, but this is going
main deck Ibli.
We do see the tech card
Keck, wait.
in the last round. Nightmare Corruptor. Ibli.
What is going on with this dude's deck?
Locking your opponent out of, special summoning monsters against flow.
Special summoning the sprite.
Yeah, one of those hot
Jet, the sprite, he's going to be searching for a monster.
An easy way to respect that card is just have a copy.
This is a heavy sprite deck.
Immediately be able
Are you sure this is Tearlaments sprite?
Not really something you see a lot of. And
there is a lot of sprite in this deck.
Up to this point, just grabbing a copy of.
I think we could look at this deck for what he's similarly playing, right? Danger, sprite, Tearlaments, probably.
May want to go for smashers if he had another card in his hand that with the sprite.
Sprite text Ibli commonly right now to be big monsters like Fenrir. To counter the Fenrir. Wow, the Fenrir is that prevalent.
Monsters from the hand. Jet grabbing, it looks like Sprite Smashers.
Playing Ibli just to counter this card?
Because there are no Sprite cards in the graveyard. He'd have to use them from the hand. Currently not live at all.
All right.
Because of the Dimensional Shifter.
Actually difficult to find a deck similar to his.
We'll have to wait and see.
We got Jet searching for the... He's got the non-target pop, non-target banish.
Not like because of the way the field interacts, not going to be able to do too much.
Exceeding with the link. Judge!
Able to use its effect. Likely get out, I want to say Sprite Red. I think that's the most important card to go for here.
Gigantic. Detach, summon from the deck.
And just really hope.
Everything getting banished.
To the map.
So Gigantic Sprite is going to detach the Sprite Jet. Special summon.
Thank you, Inari. Appreciate you.
I think you might be right.
The carrot is going to be a negate.
You have a copy of Sprite Red as well as Sprite Carrot in this situation. You're able to cut off the map. You're able to cut off the normal summon. Hopefully there's no way for them to establish any...
That's the red, though. Red's going to negate a monster effect.
Comes in. It's really hard to play around map.
So right now he has double disruption. He's got the Fenrir. If the opponent activates a monster effect, he will be able to banish a face-up card the opponent controls, face down.
So just cutting those bodies off is...
linking them off into the elf. So the elf's going to make the red untargetable.
He was able to at least put some monsters in the graveyard.
And the red could tribute the elf to not only negate the effect, but destroy the monster that we're negating.
See if he brings back the Angler to the Beaver. It looks like he's going to bring back Nimble Angler.
Activate an elf. Summon a monster from the grave. Wow, we could actually see his hand, kind of, yeah?
I'm honestly kind of surprised he didn't want to just leave up the Gigantic Sprite, because this is not more bodies, right? This is not really doing much more than what had been established prior.
I'm going to bring up a pure Tearlament deck. His deck is really different than the norm of what's been being played previously.
See how good of a Flundery's hand he has. Having the shifters already step one, but does he have...
So he's got about 3 disruptions right now.
Or
Did he set the Tearlaments? He's got the Sulik, right? So he's got negate a monster, banish a card, banish another monster on the activation of a monster.
starter, really a fantastic product.
Evenly match is gonna banish the entire field. He has no way to stop it.
Looks like I think I see an advent.
Does he have any way to stop the evenly match?
Get away with just taking
Oh,
evenly
why is he even
in
thinking?
here.
Just banish the whole field. Let's go.
Go ahead and reading the Fenrir, he wants to be.
He's reading to see if this stops the evenly match in any way. It doesn't.
Sure you're not missing anything here.
Like, this is too good to be true. I'm in the grand finale.
The other Fenrir, but
Do I actually have this?
that card.
You have this. You do.
Michael's hand has a Dreaming Town and then only spells after that. So he
Forced to grab Robina.
Yeah, this is strong.
Rabina?
Chris, you're not immediately out of the game from seeing something like evenly match resolve.
He doesn't control a Tearlament right now, so he cannot negate with the Sulik.
It looks like multiple dualities, in fact.
Visa, Starfrost, that's not going to work with that. He has monster negates, and he could banish.
He's going to use Elf just to put more bodies on the field.
It brings back Nimble Beaver.
Anything else?
Okay.
Problem traps?
Lightning Storm.
Trap still under the Dimensional Shifter, so the Sulik will not get any additional value here. The Smashers was not going to get any value, but I think this is where...
The Sulik, if sent to the graveyard by card effect, would have searched for a Tearlament, and he is saying because of the
You know what I was playing?
banishing shifter, he gets no effect.
I mean, he activated Dimension Shifter. Pretty indicates that Flunderies.
He still has monster negate, but he could chain link block it.
Along with the Rabina, so this is
He'll block the red.
Resolve. It depends on if Michael has any additional names.
But the Fenrir,
So this red can actually take
if they activate a monster effect, which could be the banish effect, he could target a face-up card the opponent controls and banish it face down.
and then he's going to have like Michael's going to
So he does have a banish face down and monster negates.
normal summon off the Rabina and summon that one first. Hope that is going to base the red,
When it's banished,
because
whenever I
if
summon
the red
a
is ever used on the
monster
Eaglin, that's
I
going to
can
cut
add
Michael
back
off entirely.
from the banished pile.
Is he telling him how the field spell works?
From the chain links, yep.
So we'll see if Chris takes the bait
Resolve?
or if Michael even goes that play.
Did he chain link block with Eglin?
Eaglin goes to hand, chain link 2, Rabina resolve.
Yep, he did. So the red could not negate the Rabina. He did not chain the Fenrir to banish a card in the field yet.
This is on the menu.
Not any Wing Beast per se.
He's
but
saving the red negate for the Eglin. Did he chain? He did chain to banish the field spell?
Yeah.
I can't even. How are you supposed to ever know what's going on?
Different players, so it'd be chain link 1.
Okay, so this at least dodges the effect of the Fenrir.
Negate that.
They're going to negate and destroy the Eaglin with the red.
Red's negated.
And destroy it, and then just chain link 3. Maybe can I do that?
Yes.
No, I
You have
can't.
to be directly linked to it, correct?
Why? It's on resolution still. Is it not?
So that is an interesting question. Does it have to be directly to the resolution of the effect? Is it not like torrential tribute respond?
What is he saying? What is he asking? When they activate an effect, this is a trigger effect. It's after the resolution. You banish.
Of adventure.
It'll negate and destroy it, correct?
Yeah.
Yep, he's just choosing to use the Advent. That's his last card on the Eaglin here.
They're asking the timing window. It's on the resolution.
At this point, he just goes for M-Pen. He has the Toucan still in his hand that he's able to use his normal summon on. Going to be able to add back that Eaglin, or I believe that Toucan is the one that adds back from Banish, and Stree is the one that adds banishes from Grave. So Michael is actually able to resolve his entire play here.
That.
Unless the Fenrir didn't get used and he's able to use its effect, banish one of the monsters.
What did he just search?
Oh no, but it's on resolution.
I am not using the effect.
So he's just going to normal summon Toucan, not use the effect, so now he's going to use his actual normal summon to tribute summon for Flunderies and Impin. Impin's going to be chain link 1, and then his banished Flunderies are going to chain link to it, so they can go back to his hand.
He could have Fenrir'd on the sum of the Toucan.
He'll be able to use that Fenrir effect now since it's in attack mode.
Yeah, the way Fenrir works really working against Chris here in this turn.
Advent of Adventure.
What are they trying to say how it works?
Another copy of Advent here. So the hand is Rabina, Toucan, as well as Advent.
Yeah, now he can't.
Strong. It is just
And then I still get an extra normal
the
summon now?
Empen. No, he does not get an extra normal summon. He does not get an extra normal summon. He used the extra normal summon on the Empen because he did not use the effect of Toucan here.
Yep. Oh no, he used the extra summon from the Impin.
Yeah, you summon Toucan, and then you activate your Fenrir.
That's the effect he meant.
They're arguing on what's happening.
Yeah, so
Oh, because the Eaglin was negated still, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't
So
get
it
the
didn't get the summon, so the Toucan was the normal summon, so he's not able to summon his Impin, right?
Oh, you're right.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah, sus, super sus.
Shout out to the judge for catching that before we could.
So this is in your hand, right?
Yeah, so the imping should go back to hand. The admin should go back.
Double summoning.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is where, because he didn't use the toucan effect.
Yes.
He could have activated the toucan effect, add back that banished admin adventure to his hand. He could have not searched. So instead of searching for the admin adventure, he could use toucan to add back the admin adventure that's banished, thanks to the shifter.
Heath.
And then he would have been able to tribute.
Okay, so the Fenrir could banish before the toucan even summoned. The toucan was just summoned. That was his normal summon.
Triggering the Fenrir, he didn't want to give any opportunity.
He normal summoned toucan as his regular summon, did not activate toucan because he thought it was the effect of Eglin, which the red negated the Eglin, and then he was also confused on, do I use my Fenrir? So before even checking if he wanted to trigger his Kashtira, he additionally normal summoned toucan with no effect. And he's just like, I guess I won't trigger my effect then?
Maybe regretting his favorite card being Clifford.
And you negated the effect, not the activation of the effect.
Just to make sure everyone knows.
So you could use the Fenrir.
Yeah,
I mean,
Chris,
it's an easy fix.
Chris taking a sigh of relief here, knowing that
Sigh of relief.
makes this game so much easier for him. He's gonna have the Fenrir.
So his first summon was with the map, and his second regular summon was the toucan with no effect. He screwed up huge.
He should know the last card in the hand at this point.
This was such a huge misplay.
Actually, yeah, the last card in hand should just.
He thought the Eglin summoned his toucan.
not be another card.
So it's Impin. I think he always had one other card still in his hand at the end
Okay.
of that, I think.
But it was just not one of those.
Because when he was still doing, there was always one that he was.
Did he scoop? What did I miss? Why are we not watching them anymore?
Yeah, there should be a fix here for this, but definitely.
Hey, what are you hiding?
For a long effect on
They're repairing the game state.
That was the opening that Chris was really looking for. It was really easy to mess that up because.
What's there to repair?
That's just have the normal operation. That's how it would feel like.
So Chainlink 1 Rabina, Chainlink 2 Eglin. He chose to let it resolve. He then, on the resolution of Rabina,
an easy fix. Just
he added a toucan and then summoned the Eglin. Eglin then activated Chainlink 1. Chainlink 2, he then used red to negate by tributing the elf, which only if you tribute a link or exceed do you then get to destroy the monster you're negating. He then Chainlink 3'd the Advent. Advent then banished the Eglin, and then he added, he added the Empin.
potentially really strong going.
Then it resolves. So you add the Empin, the Eglin's negated, but he pretended like the Eglin effect to search was negated, but the additional summon was not negated. So he performed an additional summon with the negated Eglin, but didn't search for Eglin. And then the other player's like, hey, yo, can I use my Fenrir? Not even realizing the opponent just additional summoned on him. And then tributed for Empin for an additional summon that was illegal. And then the judge is like, what's going on here? What's going on here? And now they're trying to repair the game one.
Sets him up to be in the best position at the start of his turn.
Because the dude just start over. Just start over. Redo game one.
Shuffle back your deck.
He'll be able to special summon before he has to commit to his normal summon, maybe play into the map.
Then he normal summoned Toucan, no effect, which he thought it was from Eglin. And his opponent thought that too, but they realized they negated Eglin from searching, but not the summoning.
It's a good draw.
Oh, that's right. I actually did know the last card. There was a trap in Michael's hand. It is Dreaming Town.
But with no monsters in hand?
It's an Empin in hand.
Oh, okay, so that's nothing, because Dreaming Town has to summon a level 4
It's crazy. Everyone's just playing this card now.
trigger to banish a card on the field. He goes after the map.
And then he's able to use the red to attack over the Toucan.
Attack for 700.
Did he not activate?
Even though his sprite monsters are weenies, the Fluandries are even...
Is he waiting?
59, sure.
I guess maybe he didn't want to. It's no good to really activate. On declaration of attack, you could banish a face-up card face down.
And 2
Mill in the top 3. That's going to trigger a fusion summon.
I think he's happy to just see one name, and this is going to just take him as far
I'm
as
just going to fuse.
to be able to go, summon the kick close, generate advantage off of it, generate some more...
You put on the bottom of your deck, then fusion Shokan into the kit. Kit's going to search for a Tearlament.
Now Talos effect is going to activate.
I assume you're just going to search Rhino Heart here. You're going to use its effect, especially summon the Rhino Heart from hand. Use Chain Link 1 Rhino Heart, Chain Link 2 Kick Close, see the top 5 cards of your deck, and then, you know, play accordingly.
Habness and Merly, yes. And I've only used
So the commentator is coaching.
Dragostapelia as well, if you really want to...
Grab the Rhino Heart. He's saying that the kit's going to destroy itself to summon the Rhino from the hand.
Some form of spell and trap negation. Maybe he...
It doesn't destroy, it sends. and that's going to trigger the effect of the kit to the mill 5.
Way to that Sprite carrot.
So he's milling 5 right now, and then he's going to send a Tearlament from the deck to the graveyard.
Beaver, another Beaver.
He triggered another fusion.
Add back that banished Sullic.
For the first time in the tournament, we're seeing Thomas Grief being able to hear the
What is that card? That's new.
We were talking about it with John, it was you or Joe, but how do you banish the Tearlament trap?
Tearlament spell.
That's how,
Okay, man, I can see
The Grief.
Go ahead and follow.
If this card sends to the graveyard, target your banished Tearlament trap and add it to your hand. What?
So he has one Tearlament effect here. He's able to use the other Tearlament effect. But it looks like Michael Tamiz is just going to concede the game.
He's conceding. There's a time limit in the grand finale. That double summon. They both got confused.
Knowing that he has to play, or
He was asking when he could activate this.
playing against Flunderies.
So on the resolution of the negated Eglin is when he could activate this to banish just the Rabina.
we hear the crowd excited to see
But
this finals. They want
his trigger window got disrupted by his opponent performing an additional summon, which was a legal play, but he thought it was the effect of Eglin.
There's not many times in the past that there has been a 4-time champion crown. So we'll see if game
4-time champion if he wins.
or if Michael is not ready to call it quits and he's able to take it back.
Yeah, we just saw last week at YCS Utrecht, Joshua Schmidt had perfect information, and he won YCS.
Trap
Utrecht
trick.
last weekend. And guys,
There's the Feather Storm. There you go.
up and try to go for 4, but we see that duality revealed.
The trap trick is essentially additional copies of the Feather Storm to negate all monsters for the turn.
Or just took out
It's going to flood him for the whole turn.
Right, no, but it does look like he's going for trap trick. No, but maybe second guessing himself.
I'm trying to wonder why would that ever happen?
Because if you have to use the Feather Storm first, which would be trap trick in this case, you wouldn't be able to use Dreaming Town later on in the turn. So
Okay.
just having the Feather Storm
I think he sided in the trap trick and the heavy storm.
Why would you ever take trap trick?
Not heavy storm, the Feather Storm.
I'm agreeing with it, yeah.
Oh!
What?
You hear the crowd erupt.
He can't use the Feather Storm.
That's one of the ways. You can find a way.
He's going to win.
Thunderstorm, certainly, but you have to have a way to Rabina first.
No way.
No, Flunderies, I'll tell you this, they don't
He's got no play.
without having any monsters.
He actually has no play.
Terraforming coming down here for Chris LeBlanc.
Field spell's nuts.
Either, 'cause duality's
Field
out,
spell's nuts.
Graveyard. That takes away all the major things that Chris is going to be scared of.
That's going to be dealing with the back row.
He's scared of Featherstorm. He's scared of Dimension Shifter. None of those are going to be a part in
He
this
can't
turn.
dimension shifter, duality in the graveyard. The Feather Storm is dead.
Sharon's fine.
It would have to be, like, if it's Dreaming Town, why would he not normal? It would have to be Dreaming Town to a Flunderies that does nothing, and then
Okay, that's going to send a monster from the hand to the graveyard and also mill 3.
Pointer of the Red Lotus if he wants to try to go after a card.
Mill 3.
But it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Smashers and
Oh, he hits Scream. Scream's at least useful here. Losing the Smashes is a bit annoying, but I think
What are
he's
these
not
Tearlament spells? They're new, right?
going to add Sullic is going to be able to make things really difficult for Michael on the
Tearlament Scream, yeah, that's a new one.
Able to use
If sent to the graveyard, add a Tearlament trap.
oh, and then you send one to the right. Yeah, you're good.
Special summon a Tearlament from your deck or graveyard.
in Chris LeBlanc's deck.
Holy moly, this just came out.
And then send Rhino. It's kind of like a Foolish Burial.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to use that Sullic that got off Scream.
That's my favorite combo is Rhino Heart, discard Sullic. You get to bring it back. You're going to be able to send a Tearlaments monster with Rhino Heart's effect. The Sullic's going to add a Tearlaments monster from your deck to your hand.
Probably just Merly at this point, so you can have access to your level 2 monsters. You have
Send a monster of the same type or attribute from your deck to the graveyard.
You don't want this to go to our next turn. You want to end
So the field spell right now, if he fusion summons, then he's going to get popping.
Close to winning his fourth
If a
game.
card gets returned back to the deck, that's going to trigger to pop a card in the fields.
I want to make sure I do.
Grief was used, especially summon the Reinhardt, immediately sending the Reinhardt to graveyard to resolve the Grief's Reinhardt's effect in graveyard, discarding the Sullic, triggering in the following chain.
That's going to trigger the field spell. Field spell, pop a card in the fields.
Sullic chain link 2.
Handling 3.
Going to be able to use the field spell to go after the
Imperm, negate, kit, search.
infinite permanence.
And you're going to destroy
And the Feather Storm's gone.
doesn't have that Winged Beast on the field. No, summon Nimble Beaver.
Normal summon.
That there is well over 6,000 damage already on the field because of the boost of the field spell.
Yeah, there is.
Beaver summon an Imble. He wins. He wins this turn. This is 2-0.
He's holding the hand out. Oh, now there he goes for trap trick.
Trap trick into what?
I was like, it has to be.
Dimensional barrier? What is that going to even do? You should have stopped fusions before that if you even sided that in.
Anything insane. It's going, yeah, it's just.
Oh, another Imperm. Wow.
He's banished, sorry.
Yeah, banish an different trap trick lets you banish a trap from your deck to set that trap, and then
Yeah,
after you activate, you can only activate
Metaverse. What? He double scooped.
YCS champion and the winner here of YCS.
Flunderies.
Minnesota. Congratulations to Chris.
All he needed was a Wind Wing Beast.
When they held out the 4 earlier, I didn't think it was going to happen, but here we are.
Damn.
4-time YCS champion.
Well, that was quick.
Congratulations.